Again, it is my distinguished privilege of introducing our keynote speaker, Mr. Paul James.
All right, it was illegal to educate black people for 300 years in this country. It was a crime to educate you 300 years ago. A crime. If you got caught reading 300 years ago, you were whipped. Here's what Harriet Tubman said when she was asked by an interviewer. Harriet, you've been very successful in this life. You never lost a passenger on the Underground Railroad. What do you think about your life in your old age? And guess what this sister said? She said, perhaps I would have freed more slaves had they known they were slaves. Deshaun, stand up for me. I want to teach you an old trick, okay? It's very quick. So repeat after me. Readers are leaders. Say it again. There's no shortcut. You're only as good as the last book you've read. The greatest lesson that you can learn from the Obamas is not that Barack Obama became the president. He was prepared to be the president. What do we call when preparation meets opportunity? Excellence. When you do right, right comes to you. Don't sacrifice your integrity and your morals and your values. If nobody tells you that they love you before you met me, I want you to know this stranger loves you and cares about you, and you are accountable to me. So I need you to do the right thing, bro. It doesn't matter when you'll see me again or if you'll see me again. It's you accountable to do the right thing. Now, you went for the curveball. You know what that means? Okay, so when the pitcher throws the curveball, that means at some point it does this. It breaks, right? Okay, so you went for the break. Now, my comments was that you shouldn't aspire to be great. It's just that I need you to understand how to be you now first and do that well. So don't worry about thinking about how you're going to be the next me or LeBron. That's too far ahead. But worry about how what you're going to get on that next math test first. So be average well. And just when you think you're being average well, greatness will be on your tail. Without a father figure? You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know, man. You can't miss what you never had. Now, I didn't realize what I didn't have until mine came along. Okay? It was horrible. Who wants to walk the planet Earth and don't know 50% of themselves? That's a lonely feeling. That's a lonely feeling for anybody who's got either a single dad or a single mom that's raising them. But however, that didn't determine my outcome. What determined my outcome was I told myself that if and when I had a child, I would never abandon him or her for any reason or under any circumstances, because it's called responsibility. It was horrible. It sucked. But you know what the great poet said? Who's that great poet, Tupac Shakur? Life goes on.
So today's program, the CTAG program, Symposium for the African American Males, was an awesome experience. What I saw was young men coming into being men. First of all, with being vulnerable to speak before their peers, speak very candidly, very openly about their experiences.
Because educators, oftentimes our youth do not understand what happened to them. How these ghettos and barrios and these crazy situations that we find ourselves in were created. I said created. Oftentimes they don't understand and know that. It's our responsibility, if we're going to engage them, not to make them like us, but to make them better than us. Set a goal that by the time you graduate, your grade point average is going to double. Live now.
I refuse to be another black statistic. A black man who can wine and dine in the sins of the world and still be considered a Christian. I plan on being great. I care not to be less. I refuse to wear a barcode across my chest. I refuse to let a black tee or throwback jersey define me. I refuse to let my children witness divorce or make mature decisions in court. I refuse to grow up carrying a generational curse. I refuse to feel the need to curse in my verse. I hate being automatically looked at when someone asks, can anyone rap? I want to be a black man that can flip it from urban to corporate measures. A black man who doesn't gain knowledge from the world for his own pleasures. A black man who vets Christ to the fullest with no regrets. My only regret is the stigma that many black statistics in the past have set, like going to jail, bragging about bail, leaving our kids, cussing at church, married and you still flirt, no father present at birth, animosity within the ministers of our church. I refuse to let my people be viewed as temporary. My only regret is to see not for the moment, but for the one that's legendary. And as for statistics, my father broke the mold, and I feel it's my job for the next generation to continue in it, because I refuse to be another black statistic.
When we were kings and queens, we had direct access to the least among us and to the highest among us. We've got to return to that, what I call mother principle, and that is ongoing, active communication and engaging young people 24/7.